Welcome back, this is Baller Scuba with more Let's Play Xenosaga Episode 3, The Story So Far. In orbit over the planet Michtam, a battle raged between the Ormus fleet and the encroaching Gnosis swarm. The Elsa flew straight through the fierce combat and attempted an emergency landing on Michtam. As the group explored the ruined city in search of Abel and the Zohar, Pellegri appeared and blocked their path. Holding to her convictions, Pellegri refused to accept Jin and challenged him to a battle where she lost her life. The Black ES appeared once again and recovered Pellegri's vessel of anima. Meanwhile, Ziggy remembered the terrible memories he had sealed away from the time when he had been human. Current objective: search for Abel and the Zohar by heading to the isolated laboratory beneath Archon Cathedral. But first we do need to actually head for Archon Cathedral, so let's actually just go straight there. As you might expect, we still have a little bit of a dungeon to go through. We have not finished the job yet. First we need to head to the Archon Cathedral, like I said, so let's head in. Well, that doesn't look very appealing to me. That thing looks intimidating. But for the time being, we can head over here. I don't believe there are new enemies around here, just the same old guys. As a result of that battle, though, I do have a couple new things to show off in the skill line, particularly on Junior here, who is now ready to unlock his master skill. With this Luck Plus 2 upgrade, we do unlock Overtaker. Once again an ether skill. Large increase in boost rate. Also his boots will be better because he's the Overtaker. I guess it's the opposite of the Undertaker. Either way, nice to have. Nice to have. We'll probably be using that at some point, and I will work on his beeline moving forward, where he can learn how to be a supporter. Not necessarily good as a hybrid, if you ask me. And then we do have enough for Momo, who is an attacker. She does learn short double. She doesn't do very many short range attacks, so it might not be all that useful, but we will learn the skill anyway so that she can learn Abyss Walker. Once again, ether skill. Nullify physical attack damage on herself. That sounds pretty damn sweet. We do have an accessory that'll do the same thing, but if she can do it without having to take up that precious accessory slot, that might be quite useful for me. So we will work on her A-line as well, where she can learn how to use spells, which is not necessarily what I'm going to be using her for. Honestly, I might skip that and just start doing stuff up around here. That might be more useful for her. Yeah, that's actually going to be more useful for her. I'm just going to work on that. I'm not going to be using the spells too often. All right, so we can blow up the statue here. Takes a few shots, but eventually we will find a treasure chest with update file 04 in it. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at that now before we do move forward. It's actually quite a big one. We're now up to 92% though. All right, let's see what we have here. Sergius the 14th. He was a patriarch. The patriarch of the immigrant fleet's radical faction who conspired with Voyager to assassinate Julius the 18th, a proponent of reconciliation with the Galaxy Federation. Despite his plans to directly utilize the energy of the Zohar and to seize total control of planet Abraxas, the Federation interfered with the political workings of planet Abraxas as a result of the incident in which the Zohar went out of control, forcing him to abdicate as patriarch before his ambitions could be fulfilled. So we've kind of already gotten a sense of pretty much everything that they wanted to tell us about Sergius, just it's all piled together there. Now we do have Julius the 18th, who we've heard a little bit about as well. The man who held the position of Immigrant Fleet Patriarch during the middle of the TC 4600s. He was well known as the moderate patriarch who proposed a divide and rule system for planet Abraxas with the Galaxy Federation. His thinking, prioritizing the peaceful use of the Zohar despite the fact that planet Abraxas was essentially under the sovereignty of the Immigrant Fleet Nation, led the future Patriarch Sergius XIV to assassinate him immediately before the pilgrimage meeting. So we are getting some good information about Ormus, a lot of which we've already gotten a glimpse of, but just not a full idea about, I guess I could say. Now we have the divide and rule measure, which we just did hear about, a plan to subject the planet Abraxas to a divide and rule system at the hands of the Galaxy Federation and the Immigrant Fleet Nation. The Immigrant Fleet appeared in the Michtam system in the TC 4500s and claimed sovereignty over the planet Abraxas, their holy land. A protracted conflict between the two groups started in the Michtam system not long after. In the TC 4600s, the territorial rights went to the Immigrant Fleet. However, when the moderate Julius the 18th was installed as the Immigrant Fleet's patriarch, the Immigrant Fleet began to accept the solution of a divide and rule system for Abraxas. Even though the difference in their tactical prowess means the Galaxy Federation should have a formidable advantage, Federation leaders know that pressure has not gotten them far with the Immigrant Fleet, and they are recommending this alternative as well. A movement to convert the planet Abraxas over to a full divide and rule system was first seen at the pilgrimage meeting in TC 4667. Pretty much, they're not really telling you what it does, though. I believe that they're going to kind of like a slice of things, similar to what goes on in Antarctica, and I believe what used to happen in China back in the day. Basically, you split up the area and have a whole bunch of people ruling over different parts. I believe that's what they're going for here. The Archon Zone, the largest city on planet Abraxas. You called your city a zone? The largest city on planet Abraxas. Greek for lord or ruler. In Gnosticism, what? A word referring to evil spirits or false gods. I'm sure that's not important at all. Now we have Draper, a region in the suburbs of Archon, densely packed with the facilities of firms in the biomedical sector. So apparently the name of the city is just Archon, and apparently it comes in a zone. It was once used as an agricultural area, taking advantage of its fertile soil, but the bulk of the land was seized by the Galaxy Federation in the late TC 4580s. At that point in time, the Immigrant Fleet had territorial rights to Abraxas in all but name. While the Federation acquiesced to this ostensible fact, it demanded the partial transfer of ownership of some of Abraxas' land to them as compensation. We're busting out the big words here, aren't we? The Federation's semi-forced ownership transfer of the Draper region is thought to have been a part of these demands. In TC 4591, the Draper region was opened up to private use by Dmitry Yuriev after a branch of the Yuriev Institute was built there. Every private business in the biotechnology sector set up shop in the area, hoping to enjoy the new benefits provided by the Life Recycling Act in a region closely linked with Yuriev. As expected from the above situation, most of the businesses located there were emerging branches of private industries, but government-owned nursing plants like JMI also existed there. This was Yuriev's plan from the start. He ultimately induced all information related to biotechnology to concentrate itself around JMI. So, yeah, Yuriev got all the information he needed by concentrating all the information around himself. Makes sense, and that was all in Draper. Now we do have EAPF, the Educational Artificial Placenta Facility. That does not sound good. It was built to artificially raise the elite personnel who will become the leaders of the future. The genetic manipulation of embryos was carried out during the developmental stage in the nurseries of this facility, Gattaca. These facilities existed on most of the galaxy's main planets, Records left from the facilities on planet Abraxas, particularly the ones in Draper, indicate that they raised fetuses using the sperm and eggs of natural-born Abraxas citizens. 18% of the government bureaucracies in the early TC 4700s was staffed by people who had been artificially created in facilities like these. So not the representatives themselves, but like the staffers? That doesn't seem all that important. These facilities are generally described as a byproduct of the Life Recycling Act, but the original goal of the law is believed to have been the artificial creation of an elite race with the ultimate mission of linking with the Zohar. The facilities were completely shut down after the Life Recycling Act was abolished, but the technology they had cultivated, as well as the massive amount of data they had recorded, was all seized by the Yuriev Institute, so he gets even more information thanks to all that work. And then finally we do have organizations. First off, we have Public Safety Commission. A subgroup of the Federation Parliament, it is organized under a council system borrowed from similar groups that existed during the Lost Jerusalem era in order to democratically maintain police administrations, while also functioning as the superior body of the regional police forces established in every planetary nation. Its main duties include investigating crimes that impact the entire galaxy, conducting autonomous Galaxy Federation probes, training investigators, and all other police work that requires unified execution across the entire galaxy. As a rule, it does not directly command or oversee police activity, but instead governs police administrations through the Federation Police Organization. The CPC would later split off from the Public Safety Commission in order to intensify the investigation of UMN-related crimes. So from an American perspective, it sounds like the Justice Department, if that makes sense. Then we do have JMI, an artificial placenta facility in the Draper section of Planet Abraxas, short for Jacob Medical Imprinting. This facility was shut down when the life recycling law was abolished following the slaughter of a huge number of fetuses by Voyager. So thanks for that, Voyager. All information that had been gathered by the facility was confiscated by the Yuriev Institute and is said to have later formed the cornerstone of raising the URTVs. So much for the life recycling going away. Yeah, we have a little bit more to go through here. CPC. The CPC, or the Communication Promotion Committee, is a subgroup of the Federation Parliament dedicated to the administration and the promotion of the UMN and the communications industry. Do you really need to promote it? Originally, it was part of the Public Safety Commission. However, Dmitry Yuriev, who would later serve as the new committee's representative, proposed that it be split off. He wants more power. Yuriev used his authority to form the fictitious descendants of Nestorius terrorist group and to place assorted pressures on forces within the Federation Parliament that opposed his power. Who the hell's Nestorius? The Communication Promotion Committee also held close connections with the Federation Police Information and Communication section. The verbal clout wielded by its representative had a major influence on the structure of the police themselves. This fact was likely aided by the committee's history as a splinter group from the Public Safety Commission. So, because it used to be part of this overseeing commission of the police, it still had ties with the police, and of course Dmitry Yuriev is at the center of it. Now we have the anti-patriarch faction, a term used to refer to people who took a negative opinion on the policies of Julius the 18th. In the latter half of the TC 4600s, immigrant fleet patriarch Julius the 18th proposed that planet Abraxas, which was in possession of the Zohar, should be split with the Galaxy Federation and governed by both entities. So here we finally get an explanation of the divide and rule thing they were talking about before. So it just sounds like it was split between the two. However, at the time, the Immigrant Fleet and Galaxy Federation were waging a continued internal power struggle over the Zohar, and not many agreed with Patriarch Julius's decision to press forward with his policy of appeasement. Appeasement might be a little harsh there, but sure, let's go with appeasement. Federation Police Academy, a group established by the Federation public safety commission with the goal of training police officers. It divides its training process into two programs, Class A and Class B. Class A is the so-called Career Policeman Training Academy. Its goal is to train officers for work with the Federation Police Organization. It handles the training of police officers, technical administrators, and research staffers. Class B academics belong to Star System precincts and mainly handle the training of regional police officers. They're not as good. As a rule, the Class A program appoints police academy students to lieutenant positions upon graduation, immediately giving them missions and projects to command from the field. Jan Sauer graduated from the 5th Jerusalem Class A Police Academy with top honors. Damn right, Ziggy did. That is it for organizations, though, and that is it for the database for the time being. We still have 8% to go, but we will find that eventually. Can I head down here? I believe I want to. And we'll take this guy on. Let's continue down here. Oh, that was a big one. I think I saw something pop out of it. We do get a half repair. That's nice, considering what you did to me last time, game. I don't think I've forgiven you for the Issachar fight yet. Seriously, what the hell was that?